Bro, I literally posted that last video because I thought that image was a joke. But no, Operation Olive Scam has raised $88 million for fleeing Palestinians. But it's weird, none of them are really getting it. They don't mention Operation Olive Scam by name or the company that they're talking about that got $88 million in the last couple months. In the last month, really. Which is odd. The timing's odd because that's about when OOB started, right? Peter Thiel's little scam that he's using, you know, the CIA and the FBI, Peter Thiel, and then all of the Kroll associates that are running it. But yeah, Palestinians outrage as Egyptian firm makes millions getting refugees out of Gaza. One of the recurring stories of the Israel-Gaza war has been the exorbitant fees being charged by Egyptian fixers to get Palestinians through the Rafah border crossing into Sinai. They've generated nearly $90 million in a few weeks by charging the desperate over $5,000 to leave the strip. Dude, it's beyond $5,000. The smallest amount that I saw basically on that OOB spreadsheet was 20 grand. And those were for AI families. Imagine how much a real family would cost. Hey, HAARETZ, look at Operation Olive Branch. You should look at their spreadsheet. Most of those accounts are fake. They're AI generated because they're not real, because this is really Peter Thiel and the CIA's way of locking up a bunch of leftists and generating more money for themselves, because that's usually all the CIA cares about. You know, it runs like drug smuggling and sex trafficking, and it literally put crack in black neighborhoods. Remember when it was broke in the 80s? What did George H.W. Bush decide to do? Put crack in black neighborhoods. So CIA is just a fundraising company for the Rothschilds and the rich families of the world. And as you can see, they're doing a pretty good job. $88 million in, what, 3-4 weeks? That's how long Operation Olive Branch has been around. Gazans on social media have grown increasingly critical of the practice, which shows no sign of abating for those able to raise the hefty fees required to leave the war behind. Despite holding Egyptian citizenship, Russia said she had not received any response from Cairo concerning a repatriation request and had been quoted $40,000 by an Egyptian firm for passage through the Rafah crossing. The only one in the enclave that isn't controlled by Israel. No way we can afford that, she said to Peter Thiel. The Times of London revealed how one private Egyptian company has made a reported $88 million by facilitating the evacuation of Palestinians from Gaza. I wonder how much of that $88 million came from Operation Olive Scam. I wonder who owns this company. What's the name of this company? Does Peter Thiel have anything to do with it? Or any of Peter Thiel's cronies? GoFundMe's in on the grift, so maybe the guy who owns GoFundMe with PayPal, maybe they're all, I don't know what the name of this company is because they don't say it, but dude, if I'm a betting man, it's Thiel related. The Times reported that the company, reportedly affiliated with the Egyptian government and staffed by former Egyptian soldiers, former Mossad soldiers, is known as HAARETZ Consulting and Tourism. Oh, okay, so the name is there, great. Never mind. It's part of the Al Arjani group of companies owned by Ibrahim Al Arjani, a prominent businessman from Sinai, dubbed the King of the Crossing, a title reflecting his significant influence over the border at Rafah. Yeah, his significant influence, that sounds like he's an authoritarian POS, Sounds like he is a POS who thinks he's a king of a crossing that he will not allow people to go through, because he says there's an invisible wall here, you don't belong, because your skin isn't like the kind that we like. And according to Arab 21 website, it was established in 2019 to provide VIP travel services from Gaza to Egypt at a price ranging from $350 to $1,200. Now it's $20,000 to $100,000. Services at the crossing stopped after October 7th when the war erupted, but returned in January with high fees, according to the OCCRP. The Times, meanwhile, reported that testimonials obtained by Britain's Sky News TV channel and the BBC in February supported allegations that travelers paid a $5,000 fee to exit Gaza. The newspaper contracted Hala for comment, but did not receive a response, which is the same exact response that The Verge got when they asked GoFundMe, hey, are you paying any of these out to Palestinians? And they said, no comment. Peter Thiel told us to say no comment. That month, approximately $58 million was amassed from the passage of 10,136 adults and 2,910 children. Guess what, guys? Only 1.9 million more people to go. That's it. That's like $1 trillion for Peter Thiel. That's awesome. This reflected an average income of $2 million, average daily income of $2 million, nearly double the firm's estimated earnings from March. Hilarious. The highest recorded single-day profits occurred on the final day of April, last Tuesday, with Hala reporting earning at least $2.3 million from people fleeing Gaza. The newspaper reports have not gone unnoticed on Gazan social media. Quoting the headlines, Palestinian writer Yahya Bashir tweeted to his 4,000 followers on X, has the Rafah boarding crossing turned into the second Suez Canal? Why must Palestinians bear excessive costs while Israelis freely enter Egypt? Well, it's because, you know, the Zionists. It's all just the Zionists, and that's all the rich people. They're Zionists. And the CIA and everyone and the FBI, they just work for the Zionists. So they make sure that people like me and people like, Yahya Bashir, don't really reach too many people. And by that I mean, like, don't reach anyone. So they just suppress and shadow ban, you know, all the normal stuff. But yeah, they literally think of Palestinians as cattle. Not just the Palestinians, all of us, but especially the Palestinians, because they're racist. Yeah. They think that their skin color not being this pale and bright, that means that they're cursed and they're sinners. Because they believe in, like, fairy tales, you know? And they're dumb. Another user on X, Farag, expressed frustration not only towards the Hala company, but also Egyptian citizens, claiming that Palestinian refugees seeking shelter in Egypt have paid substantial sums equivalent to housing costs for the next decade. Yep. Because that's the whole thing. It's meant to distract from the real thing that the Palestinians want to do, which is to stay there. And also, it helps bleed our community completely dry. Look, they got $88 million out of us. Peter Thiel did. Peter Thiel and the CIA did. So, but I'm a crazy Fed, so don't listen to me. Regime elites are using the war in Gaza to enrich themselves at the expense of desperate Palestinians, he opined, and addressed the accusations against Hala owner Al Arjani. He wrote that the practice of charging exorbitant fees is not only inhumane, but it is also damaging to the domestic credibility of the regime of President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi. Well, he doesn't care, though, because all that he cares about, and all these individual leaders of these countries that go along with Peter Thiel and the CIA's plan, all they care about is personal enrichment, okay? So they have a nice little castle that they live in with a pool and a whole bunch of little slaves, and the CIA brings in hordes of children for them to abuse and eat and do whatever with, you know? So they don't care about the rest of us. They don't think about the rest of the citizens of their country as, like, part of them, you know? They only care about their literal, personal, immediate family. So that's why none of this makes sense to you, is because you aren't a psychopath narcissist. That's what you have to be to understand this. Well, or just listen to the words that they say and take it literally. Because they hate all of us, and they're literally going to kill all of us eventually if we don't pipe down, you know? Or we could all stand up and say, hey, I've had enough of Peter Thiel and the CIA's BS. Give us our social media apps back. We don't want you guys doing all of the algorithms and suppressing people. Let them free, you know, stuff like that. But anyway, hey, Egypt. Hey, Peter Thiel. Hey, Operation Olive Scam. Hey, all of you assets that work for them. $88 million D's. We're going to get that money back, though, just so you know, one way or the other. Love ya. Ta-ta.